Uh, may I start?
Yeah, you can stop the share screen.
Okay, I'll stop. Uh, Toastmaster Ankit, can I start?
Please start.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Yes, welcome to the 45th meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club, where we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication skills, leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. I am your Sergeant at Arms and Zoom Master for the day, Toastmaster Dev. Before we begin today's meeting, I would request all of you to follow the stipulated guidelines. First of all, please rename yourselves. All Toastmasters can add the prefix TM to your name, whereas guests can add the prefix guest to their name. I also request all the speakers and role holders to prefix their role to the name so that it's easy to identify them. I give you 10 seconds for this activity. For speakers, I would request you to do a quick audio and video check before you start your speech. The Zoom master for the meeting will confirm. Also, all of you are requested to keep your audio on mute in case you aren't speaking. Please refrain from unnecessary movements or sipping on drinks if your video is on. Please turn off the video in case you need to do so. I would also request you not to type in the chat box when a speaker is speaking, as it disturbs the speaker. You may use the private chat to provide necessary feedback. Also, do not click on the share screen unless your speech or role requires to do so. You can display a high five or a namaste when taking over or leaving from a role. You can also connect to the Zoom master for any technical glitch. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. In case you have any urgencies, please refer to the concerned authorities. You can network during the break and even after the meeting. In case you're a speaker, please ensure that you pin the timer and confirm that the time cards are visible. Now, let me introduce you to the presiding officer for today's meeting. He is a business coach, an excellent orator, and a mentor for everybody. I would hand over the dice now to Toastmaster and presiding officer, Manas Nayak.
Yeah, thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Dev, for a wonderful introduction. So thank you to stipulate our club's mission as well as the meeting's guideline. Thank you once again. So I am grateful to have a lot of smiling faces in this meeting. Today is our 45th charter meeting with a educational session on how to draft and deliver a speech by our distinguished Toastmaster Santosh. So I am requesting all of you to sit with your pen and notebook so that you can write a lot of your learnings. So I like to thank distinguished Toastmaster Santosh for giving us a time from his busy schedule. And also I like to thank Toastmaster Briti and Toastmaster Lancy is going to join with us shortly. So for their time and helping us to run our 45th meeting smoothly. So before start this meeting, let me introduce some of our guests present in this meeting. So Toastmaster Dev, can you help me to identify who are the guests are available here?
We have guest Raza.
Yeah, Rajak, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you turn on your video? And
Yeah.
I am requesting Zoom Master Dev to spotlight him, please.
Sure.
Hello everyone. My name is Raza, and I just joined the community as a guest. I'm
So,
looking
Mr.
forward
Rajak,
to the interaction.
yeah, continue. So, Mr. Rajak, actually, we know we are really grateful. All of our Toastmasters are grateful to have you in this meeting.
Thank
We
you.
just like to know two things from you. That how do you got to know about about our Toastmaster, and What are you looking for from our Toastmaster?
So I got to know about this community from one of my esteemed colleague, and so I just, based on my curiosity, I just googled it and I found out about this club. So the next best thing I did yesterday was connecting with Nikita, I guess, and I joined this club as a guest. And what I am looking from this endeavor is, I would say, I want to be a better presenter. I do have I bit lack experience, so I would like to improve on that part.
Definitely, you will get it. Actually, this is that platform where all people are grown up from their personal as well as professional life. So glad to have you in this meeting. So
Thank
enjoy
you.
this meeting, and I need to disturb you again at the end of the meeting. What you learn and what you like. So
Sure,
here
sure.
I could see Nisha. So guest Nisha, can you turn on your video, please? Nisha, are you able to hear us? Okay, so we'll talk with Nisha later on. So here I'm just trying to say that that I'm just like to reveal one secret with you today. So it's just a dim of dozen. When I wake up every morning, I just pay gratitude for getting another day to fulfill my dream. When I leave bed and stand up on the floor, I pay gratitude for my healthy life. When I wash my face, then I pay gratitude for having the water in my home. So no duty is more urgent than giving thanks. I would maintain then that thanks are the highest form of thought, and that gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. So today we have a beautiful, cheerful girl who loves laughing, find reasons for the same also. She is somebody who loves meeting new people and experiencing new things. She loves embracing change. So she is none other than our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Shriya. So please welcome with a round of applause to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Shriya. So
Thank
Shreya,
you
handing
so
over to you.
much, Manas, for the wonderful introduction. So today's theme is gratitude. Gratitude is a positive emotion that involves being thankful and appreciative and is associated with several mental and physical health benefits. When you experience gratitude, you feel grateful for something or someone in your life and respond with feelings of kindness, warmth, and other forms of generosity. But the human mind is designed to focus on the negative rather than the positive aspects of anything. If you are on social media platform, you must have noticed that when you post a picture, say suppose you get 9 positive comments and 1 negative comment on your picture, I bet your mind will dwell on the negative comment even when it is 1/10 of the comments. Another example could be of a friend who has been really nice to you for years. But the moment this friend does something mean to you, you start questioning your friendship with them instead of focusing on why this person behaved in this particular way. Now, I would like to tell you about the law of attraction, which says that whatever you think about the most, you attract it towards you. So, don't you think you are wasting your precious energy to create something negative for yourself when you use your mind to think about negative things? I know it takes a little practice to feel grateful for the experiences that you are having, but with this little practice, you can change the way your mind thinks. And with that, you can start attracting better experiences, which in long term changes your entire life. So, what am I suggesting here? We'll get back to this. For the benefit of the guest, let me tell you the structure of Toastmasters meeting. So the usual Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 segments. First one is prepared speeches. Second one is table topics. And third, we have the general evaluation. But this is a special meeting in which first we'll have an educational session for drafting a speech and delivering it in an effective manner by DTM Santosh. Then we'll have a prepared session in which our members will deliver 5 to 7 minute speech and get evaluated for it. Last part of the meeting is the general evaluation session, in which the general evaluator will give a comprehensive report evaluating all the role players and the entire meeting in general. Now let me introduce you to the tag team, or my 3 pillars, I should say. And welcome TM Pratibha. So nice to see you here again.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Shreya.
Okay, so firstly, I would like to call upon the grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Akarshak. Can we please spotlight Toastmaster Akarshak?
Hi, am I audible, visible?
Yes. So I would like to ask you one question before you begin with the rules.
Go ahead.
What's the best thing that has happened to you till date?
Till date, I have learned to live life.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thank
So
you.
please tell the rules.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Shreya, everyone in the meeting session. So I am the grammarian for the day. My role is to understand how good usage is done in the entire meeting. It is my responsibility to pay close attention to everyone who is speaking, and I'll be taking a check of the good grammar usage. I'll also be taking check of the incorrect grammar usage. Any usage of good words such as anything out of the ordinary, out of the box, any quotes, sayings, or thoughts. It is also my duty to introduce the word of the day and the phrase of the day. For the benefit of everyone, I've already shared it, but I'll just repeat it again. The word of the day is stipulate, which means to officially say and communicate something. Example could be the school board has stipulated that students cannot carry books inside the classroom. Of course, it's meant as a joke, but you get the context. The phrase of the day is a dime a dozen, which means something which is common and holds no value, such as using the word COVID in conversations these days is a dime a dozen. That's about it. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Shreya.
Thank you, TM Akarshak. Now I would like to call timer for the day, TM Kunal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. I'm the timer of the day. And as a timer, my duty is to time the prepared speech, the evaluations, and the table topics. Now, for the prepared speech, the time allocated varies from the project, and that will be stated by the evaluators. For the table topics, the time limit is between 1 to 2 minutes, and for the evaluations, the time limit is between 2 to 3 minutes. I'll be displaying a green card. I'll show it to you all. Zoom Master, can you please?
Kalpana, can you give him co-host rights?
Yeah. Yes, I've given it to you. Yeah.
Yeah. So is my screen visible? Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll be displaying the green card at the minimum qualifying time, the yellow card at the midpoint of the qualifying time range, and the red card at the maximum qualifying time. And also we have a grace time of 30 seconds for the prepared speeches as well as the evaluations. 30 seconds before the minimum qualifying time and 30 seconds after the maximum qualifying time. For the table topics, the grace of 30 seconds will be given only after the red card is being displayed. And all the speakers are stipulated to speak between the time limits in order to qualify for the awards at the end of the meeting. And I'll give my report when called upon by the journal evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kunal. Now I would like to introduce you all to the counter for the day, TM Jayati.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Shreya. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As the R counter, I will note words and sounds that are used as crutch or fillers by the speakers. During the meeting, I will listen to the crutch words such as and, well, but, so, you know. I will also listen for filler sounds such as er. I will note when a speaker repeats a phrase such as I, or this means, and also number of long or short pauses. I will give my report when called for by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayati. Now I would like to introduce you all to DTM Santosh Akela. DTM Santosh has delivered more than 70 speeches in Toastmasters education program. He bagged the 3rd place in international speech contest in 2021. He has also been a winner of evaluation and humorous speech contest in Division M. Over to you, DTM Santosh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shreya. Hi everyone, very good to see all of you here, and I wish you a advance happy Republic Day. I see all of you in these Republic Day backgrounds, and I don't know why my laptop stucks every time I use a virtual background, so I'm not able to have it. And we have a lot of distinguished guests in the audience today, like distinguished Toastmaster Ankit, distinguished Toastmaster Lancy, the legendary Lancy, Toastmaster Kalpana. Oh, I think Sai Kumar is not there in today's meeting, and of course our dear friend Toastmaster Pratibha. There are so many senior Toastmasters, and it is good that we have so many of us here and all together can collaborate and try to have a productive session today. So welcome, and let us start the session now. And what I'll be doing is we'll be covering 3 important things. Number 1 is how to deal with content while writing a speech, and then how to deliver that, and then number 3, some miscellaneous things like how to rehearse, how to practice speeches, and also how to use props, maybe how to use quoted material and many other things. So to start with, I have this basic fundamental question, that is, why do we write speeches? Like when we write speech, what should be the first thing that is that we need to think about? So that one thing that we need to think about is what is our purpose, right? So there are 3 to 4 things that we normally think when we want to write a speech. So why do we write speeches? Okay, so we write to inform someone. Maybe today I am delivering a speech. I have to inform you all how to develop and deliver an engaging speech. And I'm writing to, yes, to motivate others. Thank you, Ankit. So to inspire others, so to inform, to inspire, and then finally, something that we all crave for day in and day out. We go to Netflix, we go to all these things. Message, yes, to give a message. And of course, you are missing the main ingredient. Why we watch Kapil Sharma show, or maybe why we watch Netflix, all these things. Content, humor, yes. So we write speeches. Normally, the purpose why we write speeches, there can be 3 reasons. Number 1 is to inform, or to inspire, or to entertain someone. And it is not necessary that if I'm going to inform, I'm just going to inform you. Or it is not necessary that if I have to entertain you, I'll only entertain you, or I'll only motivate you. If we go back and look at all the legendary speeches which were delivered in the Toastmasters platform, outside Toastmaster platform, we call this as Navaras. That means including all kinds of emotions in one speech. So even when I'm inspiring someone to deliver a speech, I can add a bit of humor into that. Even when I'm trying to inform something, I can add a bit of wit and humor into that. So all these three things, you have to decide your proportion. It is like a pie chart wherein you will say that, okay, 80% of the time I will be inspiring, and then 10% I'll be giving some information, and then 10% I'll be adding some humor so that my audience is not bored. So that is the first thing. Now let me give you one more example of how we do it. Now let me take this simple example of right now when I open YouTube and I try to scroll down, I see this word called as metaverse, which is going viral day in and day out. Now imagine I need to give a speech on metaverse and I have to inform everyone. So what I'll do, I'll simply explain what is metaverse, what is going to happen there. And imagine I want to excite you all today. Then I'll say probably, okay, you know what, in the year of 2028 we'll all be meeting in a metaverse meeting, and we'll all be having a metaverse master instead of a Zoom master. Now that is where you get that kind of blush and you start to feel excited about it. And then if I have to make it more exciting and things like that, I'll say that whoever is going to answer to my questions today, they will be getting that Oculus and everything. Okay, I'm not going to give that, but yeah. So these things we try to bring in things. So this is informing. At the same time, maybe I can share an experience wherein I can say that I got a dream, and then wherein I went into a different world, metaverse, what are the advantages and all these things. So that is how we, even in an informative speech, we try to add all these things. So this is clear, right? That is, we give speeches to inspire, to entertain, and to inform. And now comes the second thing, that is how to search for a topic. Now this is always a situation wherein we say that anda murgi hai, ya anda pehle ya murgi pehle, chicken first or the egg first. So the same scenario that we face. And so when we speak about speeches, as someone said, we had in the chat box, people said there need to be a message, there needs to be a takeaway. Of course, agreed, there should be a takeaway in every speech, because after all, we sit there, even in an entertainment program or anywhere, we take certain takeaway. Why is Three Idiots movie such a hit? I am speaking about that movie probably after 10 to 12 years, because it had all those elements, that humor, that message, everything included. It was entertaining, yes, and at the same time it was having some key takeaway for everyone, that follow your passion, follow your swadharma. That means what gets to you, very easily, very spontaneously. So now connecting that with here, like sometimes now people come to me and they ask me, Santosh, do we have to search a story first or a message first? Now we don't know what the director of Three Idiots have done there, or what the Toastmasters who are going to come after us are going to do. Maybe you can find a story first, or maybe you can find a message first. It is fine, both the ways it is fine. I would say that both the ways it is fine. So maybe sometimes what happens, I am for example, I was also reading the same book, The Secret. Shreya was speaking before a couple of minutes. Maybe that author, she must have found that message, that you aspire for it and you get it, you call it and you will have it with you. Then maybe she went to Jack Canfield, she went to all the other people, and then she said, okay, tell me your stories. She got her message first, and then she must have interviewed. She has actually interviewed everyone to actually come share your stories. Now that is a different approach. Now there may be someone who may be in a certain situation, maybe someone, for example, must have tried to be perfect all his or her life, and then realize that being perfect is not working out at every moment, because things come randomly, or things will be thrown at us some ways, and it is okay to be imperfect. Someone who must have learned that with the help of an experience, he or she will say that, yes, you know what, I had this experience, let me convert this into a message and entertaining speech, and let me deliver it. So there is no differentiation. Even when you write, it is fine. Even when your mentees come to you, do not try to divert them. So as I say, mentor is someone who directs or who helps the mentee to go their way and not take the mentee in their way. So that is with respect to how do we select our topic. So we can select it anyway. And I'll also be giving you one document that will have guidelines on how can you select topics. And I'm not going to discuss the document right now because it will take a lot of time and we have to complete within stipulated amount of time, grammarian. So yes, now with that, let us move to the second thing. This is about topic selection. How do we select topic? I have tried to break the myth of anda pehle ya murgi pehle, that is egg first or hen first. And then we also seen why do we write speeches. So with that, let us move to speech structure. Now, there is a saying which says that tell the audience what you are going to say it and tell them what you have already told them. Now, this is given by Dale Carnegie. So, what does this mean? If you see, when I have started, I have mentioned that we are going to see how we are going to decide on a topic. And then I have explained how do we decide on a topic. And then again, I have summarized. So, it is very important that when we write a speech, we try to hammer that single point and multiple times, and that is how we increase the memorability and the recall value of the speech. And the more memorable we can make a speech, the better it is. So how do we write a speech? Now it is a very simple speech structure, which is opening, body, conclusion. That's it. So now we'll be seeing what we will do in the opening, what we will do in the body of the speech, and then what we'll be doing in the conclusion part. Now, coming to opening, try to have an attention grabbing opening. And of course, today I did not have an attention grabbing opening. I just started because my nephew is sleeping in the other room. And if I would have tried to grab your attention, then I would have grabbed his attention, and then he would have grabbed my attention, and that would have gone into a spiral. So that is one of the reasons why I did not do that. But still, when we give speeches, try to start with a question. I still ask you a question at the start, right? Or you can ask a question because that will make the audience think. For example, if you are giving a speech on hurricanes or global warming, you can say that, did you observe that temperatures are rising year after year? Something like that. And then you try to make the audience think so that you have their attention with you. Or you can start with a small anecdote or a story. Or you can also sometimes start with a speech with a startling fact. You can say maybe like this. Do you know more people have died in accidents than both the world wars put together? Now that can be a startling statement. Or you can say, you know what, more people are dying in accidents. 10 people would have died by the time I have completed this sentence. So these kind of statements, when you open with such startling, such attention grabbing and groundbreaking statements, that is when you grab the attention. So try to open with an attention grabbing opening, and please ensure that the opening that you are choosing is directing into the speech topic. Now say if I'm speaking about metaverse and I'll say, do you know about Ramayana? It doesn't make any sense. So both of them should be logically connected. Even if I say, do you know Ramayana? That should also be, I should be leading. My opening statement or a question or a story should be leading into it. So that is important. And then coming to the body part of the speech, try to use the rule of 3 or 5. Now, why I'm saying rule of 3 or 5 is, it is not necessary that we use rule of 3. In Toastmaster speeches that we normally give for 5 to 7 minutes, it is better if we use rule of 3, because 1 minute is for opening, 1 minute is for your conclusion, and you have 5 minutes. And if you are taking maximum 3 points, then we can speak on each point for maybe 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, and we'll be done. So that is why rule of 3 is recommended. If you are giving a 20-minute speech, maybe you can use rule of 5, or if you are giving even if you are giving a 40-minute speech, you can use 5 to 7 to 8 points, and not again, even if we are delivering a 50-60-minute speech, try to not have more than 7 points, because that will again decrease the memorability. So if we are giving a 20-minute speech, probably, let me give you an idea. I have delivered a project speech from Pathways level 5. Okay, that is for 18 to 22 minutes. So that speech was on leader as a coach. That means how can leaders act as coaches in today's generation. So there, what I have done, I have used this simple principle: why, what, and how. And this one you can even use in a 5 to 7 minute speech. However, you will reduce the amount of time that you will be using for each of them proportionately. So first you'll explain why. There I have explained why leaders should adopt coaching leadership style. And for that, I have spent out of 20 minutes, almost 10 minutes. So my majority part of the speech, I have given it for why, because that is where the motives of the people lie. And then what I explained, how do we define a leader as a coach, for only 2 minutes. So that took me a good 12 minutes. And then how, and that is where I have used an acronym which is called as LIFE. That is L for listen, I for inquire. Yeah, I'll also be giving you notes after this, Ankit. I'll put that also, yeah, and you can write it as well. So L, I for inquire, which is asking questions, then F for feedback, then E for empathy. So that is what I made it, how I made it memorable, and then finally I have concluded. So why, what, and how will be very important points. And if you are giving a 5 to 7, again you can spend why, 2 minutes for why, then 1 minute for what, and then the remaining 3 to 4 minutes for how to do it, and then give a conclusion. So now that brings me to the last and final part, which is, okay, so before I go to conclusion, for all the points that you are making, for example, I spoke about that acronym LIFE. There I have used supporting material for each and every point I spoke. Now these, again, supporting materials can be 2 types. They can be stories, they can be some certain studies from certain universities. For example, when we see about body language, we say that according to a study by Stanford University, 55% of what we communicate is with the help of non-verbal communication. So that can be a simple thing. You can present a case, you can present a puzzle, or you can present a story. Again, classic example of using storytelling. And we'll also be seeing how do we do storytelling as we move further. So for everything, try to give a supporting material, and then come to conclusion. When it's come to conclusion, again, if it is an informative speech, you conclude, you summarize everything. Even a summary can be, now if I give a speech on how to focus, 3 steps to focus. So in the summary, I'll say, follow these steps. Let me summarize 1, 2, 3. That is my takeaway. And if I'm giving an inspiring speech, again, I'll try to persuade. Imagine I'll say, try to say, adapt to metaverse. Then I'll maybe give a conclusion that, see guys, we have adopted online platforms, we have adopted mobile phones, we have adopted whatnot. We started adopting everything, and today we are able to be more productive and everything. So try to adopt metaverse. Who knows, maybe you will sit at your house, go somewhere, and then do something, and then come back. So that is how you can give a call to action at the end of your speech. And again, not necessary, if it is an inspiring speech, you will try to persuade them, and if it is not an inspiring speech, then we'll try to summarize what we spoke. So this is the basic what we do, like topic selection, then speech structure, opening, body, conclusion, and then take care of your transitions. Transitions will be most important things that you write in a speech. So if I have to tell you, once you decide on a topic, first headache will be topic selection. Then you will get an opening easily. you will get a speech easily, and conclusion will be a bit tougher because you need to give that power and everything. And transition is something that you will be writing once you have drafted your entire speech. You will actually have to go through it and connect opening, body, and conclusion. That is when your actual transition part will be forming. I think Ankit is nodding his head. He remembers once. Sometimes when I get queries on how do I make a transition, I approach Ankit sometimes and ask him how to make this transition, make the transition. So always, that is what I have learned, that always your transitions will be, they will be formed. Of course, I'm not saying they will not be formed. They will be fine-tuned better if you try to go through it, close your eyes, and then think. And whenever you are going to transition, ask this question: why am I writing the next line? The answer will be your transition. So that is about the basic structure of a speech. Now let me tell you some common speech structures, which are chronological speech structure. So right now I was seeing a movie on Netflix, which is The Legend of Bhagat Singh. I think it was a very old movie. I got inspired. I think maybe because of Republic Day, Netflix have recommended me that movie. That was a very good movie. And in that movie, I could see storytelling in the form of a chronological order. So I don't remember the exact dates, but it started somewhere in 1890, 1942. It was going in a very good sequence, how we write our resumes. So we need to follow. When we are following that, imagine I'll have to narrate you the story of independence of India. That is where I use chronology. Topical is going topic after topic. So today I'm using the topical structure. I'm saying I speak about content, delivery, then miscellaneous. And then we can also use a comparative structure, speech structure. Now comparative can be something, if I'm trying to compare the experience of using Zoom on mobile phone and laptop or a computer. So that can be a comparative speech structure. Or sometimes in speeches also, when we try to give a speech and say imagine I'm giving a humorous speech on how my life changed after marriage. I'm not married yet, but yeah, how it may change after marriage. I'm giving something. Then what I'll do, I'll say that, or before marriage, my weekends used to start at 11 o'clock. Now they start at 6 o'clock, or maybe 11 o'clock the previous day night. So I can use that comparison. So that can be also a comparison. So when I say speech structures, you can use them repetitively. You can use mix and match and use them. And then we have problem solution approach, wherein I'll be stating a problem, I'll be providing a solution. Now one example that we can take for that is these wired earphones, which were very much problematic. I'll try to narrate something with respect to that, and then I'll say, so as a solution, we have these earbuds or Bluetooth headsets that we are getting these days, so that we can get rid of those problems. So I think that speech by Steve Jobs in 2006 is a very good example of this. He grabbed the attention by using that, and then he says, this is your iPod and everything. So that is a problem solution approach to delivering a speech. So with that, this is about common speech structures, topic selection, and everything. Now we'll go to storytelling, how to deliver better stories. Now before that, I would ask you this question. Please listen to this carefully. What is the 98th element in the periodic table? Oh my God, I thought Ankit will answer. Okay, so nobody remembers, right? Even I don't remember. I just randomly asked that. But now let me ask you this: what comes after this in this song? Chaya 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 chaya. Someone please sing. Everybody knows.
I think
Yes.
all
So
over.
everybody knows answer to that, right? How? Because someone has showed that. The moment I said, everybody would be like reminiscing that memory, SRK on the train and everything, right? Because they showed it. And this is the first and fundamental rule for storytelling, which is don't tell them, but show them. Now, how do we show? I'll try to tell you in 4 steps. Number one is first and foremost, bring them into your setting. That means today I can say that I am delivering this speech by sitting at my house. This is just telling. But what if I told you I am delivering this speech sitting in a city called as Rajahmundry, which is almost 1080 kilometers away from Navi Mumbai, and I am delivering this speech by having my legs on a table before me, and I am just relaxing in my chair, and the temperature here is over, I think, 28-30 degrees, very good temperature. Now, how do you feel? You come into my setting, right? So that is where we bring someone into our setting. And in some, what you can say is, for example, you can say that night in that place it started, or you can say that 16th of February 2021, or you can you try to tell the date, time, temperature over there, or summer or monsoon, the weather over there, all these things. So then you will take them into the setting, and once you take them into the setting, the second thing is we have to introduce characters into our speeches. Introduce those characters, just instead of saying, okay, I have been there, I have been doing that. No, you try to introduce those characters. Who is the other person before you, how those characters are speaking and interacting with each other. Even that is very important. Okay, so how much time is left for me now?
You have 2 minutes more.
Okay, sure, thank you. So once we have done with the characters, try to add a range of emotions. Now, these emotions, as we have discussed, can be aggression, can be anger, can be it can be humor, it can be that seriousness or anything. Try to add a range of emotions that will definitely help you. And then finally live the story. Tell the story as if it is your story. Make your actions, bring that credibility. For example, if I narrate something and then I'll don't narrate it very much with all that passion, try to show that passion from inside you when you're delivering it. If you're speaking about something very much aggressive, try to be like that. Somewhere where you are excited, try to show that excitement in your face. You don't say that I was excited that day. You say I was excited that day. So that is where your things comes into picture. Now with that, let us move into delivery part of how we do it. So there are two things again here. The vocal variety that we use. And one of the most important things in vocal variety is the pause. Even take pause after your opening, after your body, after your conclusion, after all the main points, or after you have asked a question. And then try to use pace of speaking. For example, if you see that Aaron Beverly speech of 2019, if you have seen that, you will observe. If you have not seen that, Ankit, I would request you to put that in your group, club's WhatsApp group. And if you see that in that, Aaron Beverly would be speaking so fast, because that speech had that temperament wherein it should go so fast. So when it is something about excitement, try to speak faster. When you have to increase the excitement, try to speak faster. And when you are delivering some very serious things, try to slow down, mellow down, and then try to speak slowly. And then we have these non-verbal gestures. That is, try to, when it comes to virtual platform, it is about, I think it is long time we had physical meetings. So yeah, it is virtual is the new real right now. So look into the lens, try to have your hand gestures, let your hands speak and everything. And then coming to language, I want to discuss about triads. Try to use triads. For example, triads are these words like we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, our sacred honor. And alliterations. Again, alliterations are those words or words that start with the same letter or pronounced in the same way. That is like I was dejected, depressed, distressed, all those things. And then we have, you try to use catchphrases or acronyms. I already spoke about one acronym, life, and someone gave a speech, eat the sprouts first, and someone gave a speech, be a player, or someone gave us last year's winner, he gave a speech on hush, don't rush. Now that's a catchword. So these catchwords also help. And not necessarily that you have to use, but these catchwords, acronyms, all these things improve the memorability. So finally, before closing, I'll also try to tell you one important thing to write and rehearse a speech. So while writing your speech, you use this method, which is 20-minute method. I use that normally. That is basically not a rocket science, but I use that to break procrastination. What I do is I'll have a 20-minute timer. It is similar to Pomodoro technique. I'll try to have a 20-minute timer. Within 20 minutes, I'll type out whatever I have. That's it. Close for that day. Be lazy after that. Then second day, 20-minute. Try to sort it out. Again, close it. Next day, day 3. If you do like that, within 7 days, you form your speech. So try to use this 20-minute trick so that you can beat that procrastination and do. And while rehearsing, you can use this. You try to break your speech into 3 parts, 3 logical parts, and make 3 chits. Number them 1, 2, 3. Now you throw them. You pick one randomly. If you get number 3, start your speech from 3 and then deliver. If you get number 2, start your speech from 2 and then deliver. Okay, what happens with that? You form, your mind will be actually, it will get habituated to pick it up from any point and make that logical connection, and you will remember your speech very well, and you deliver very spontaneously when you're delivering a speech. So these 2 things. So thank you so much. Let me conclude. So topic selection: to inspire, to inform, to entertain. And then we have the speech structure: opening, body, conclusion. And then we have storytelling, wherein we bring them into our setting, introduce characters, use humor and emotions, and we leave the story. And please take care of verbal, non-verbal, and language elements. And that's it. Thank you. And try to do pathways level 1, the new level 1, which has almost all these basics covered: vocal variety, body language, and everything. Thank you so much. And over to Toastmaster Shreya.
Thank you so
Do you have
much,
any questions?
Toastmaster
If we have time, yeah.
Santosh.
I
That
think we
was
can
an
take 1 or 2 questions. Yeah, audience members, if anyone would like to ask any questions to Santosh.
Yeah. So,
okay, Akash.
Hi Santosh, I just wanted to ask you about the why, what, how structure. Is that like in order? Because I think I had seen a similar video from Simon Connect, the Golden Circle. Is that in order? Because
okay, so that was inspired from Simon Sinek. It is not absolutely in that order. You can also say what, why, and how. But ideally, how will go at the last, because obviously I have to know what it is. If, for example, I have to operate a refrigerator and someone and assume that I don't even know how to use what is a refrigerator, and someone starts explaining me, put it in the plug, do this, do that. So I don't find it making sense, right? So to start with, why or what is better, why or what, and then how.
thank you.
Thank you. Harsh.
Hi Santosh, thanks a lot for all the insights. So I have one question related to the speech where the speech is content heavy. Like I have to show a lot of data, I have to show a lot of content. And so the difficulty I face and I'm facing currently also, and I think most of the people will able to relate with it, like how to precise that content when we have to speak, let's say for 7 minutes. What I find is, it's very difficult for me to put it across the words and then show it, because then at the end of the day I'm feeling that I'm losing out something and I'm not keeping it into the particular 5 to 7 minutes. So how to go about it when we have a lot of content to share?
Yeah. So I think that is where we need to make that wise decision, what is most important, and to share it. So to give you an example, there are some speeches in this, like DTM project speech. It is very lengthy speech. Like you have to explain, build the context, and then you go ahead and then you try to explain about your project, your vision, your mission, your team, your guidance committee, whatnot. And that takes a lot of time. And that is where you need to make a choice. So which particular aspect are you trying to speak? And the topic also depends on that. If I have to explain the cultural landscape of India to Indians, it will be easier to me. If I have to explain the same speech to Americans or someone who doesn't even know, or some aliens, then it will become difficult. So that is where we need to keep the audience in mind, is how much can I assume that audience have this much amount of knowledge, and after that how much do I think they need to know right now. And one more beautiful way of doing it is you speak whatever you can, put it in 5 to 7 minutes, and after that give them some references where they can go to. That will be a way to do.
Thanks, Santosh.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
There's one last question from me.
Sure.
Just more with respect to the delivery aspect, and now as we are online, it also becomes very important in terms of how do we create that impact through delivery online. And I've seen you doing that in your speeches. So what do you suggest would be a good way of how should the camera angle be, and how far should the person be from the screen so that that impact is created and we can motivate others on screen?
Okay. So camera angle, the thumb rule is try to have it 180 degrees to your forehead. First thing. And I think almost all of us have it. And when standing and delivering, it is a big struggle because I normally have a table, and on top of that, I'll mount one more table or a rack of books. And on top of it, I'll keep my laptop, and I'll not let anyone in my house come near that. And that's a big struggle to do it. So, and again, I have to mount my webcam on it. Try to get a webcam if you can. That will also be helpful. And use props. Online, I felt props are very much useful because of one reason. In this online world, we are trying to grab an attention from the audience, and the moment I show some prop like this, maybe a cup or something, you'll immediately wonder what is it. Using props is a way to engage audience. And then words per minute, try to speak a bit slower. I think now whoever is a Toastmaster for last 2 years, right from 2020, we guys have been habituated speaking like that. We have definitely paced down our words per minute from what we used to speak in physical meetings, because I still remember I had to be very conscious initially, checking whether my Wi-Fi signal is there, checking this green thing in the volume is working or not. But now all those things happen unconsciously. So all these things do matter if you are in Toastmasters very newly.
Thanks a lot, Santosh.
Do we have any more questions? I think that was it. So thank you so much, TM Santosh, for such an informative session and for answering all of our questions. So Zoom Master, can we have the token of appreciation for TM Santosh?
Santosh, smile.
Thank you so much. I will be in the meeting. After the meeting also we can network and we can discuss more things.
Thank you so much. Now let's move ahead to the next segment, the prepared speeches. The first speaker is TM Harsh. And to evaluate his speech, we have TM Aarti. Over to you, TM Aarti.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Aarti. I am going to evaluate Toastmaster Harsh. Harsh's speech. His pathways is presentation mastery. He is attempting his level 2, project 2. The purpose of his speech is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how he or she uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. Timer, please note the time is between 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Let's have an audio video check, Harsh.
Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes,
Just a
you
second.
are.
I need to share a screen, so you have to give me the screen sharing rights.
Kalpana, I have to make him co-host.
Yeah, I'm just making him the co-host. Just a second. Yeah.
Harsh, then I'll be sending you the timing updates in the chat box. Will that be fine with you?
Yeah, it will work. It will work. I hope the screen is visible to you guys.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it shows Ikigai.
Yes.
Okay.
TM Harsh, what's your Ikigai? What's your Ikigai, TM Harsh?
Just a second, and again wanted to check. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Harsh.
It's zoomed in, I think.
Zoomed in.
Sorry.
It's zoomed in toward the lower right side. So
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, now it's fine.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. Very good evening to the guest, the Toastmasters, and the fellow all dignitaries who are here. So, what's your Ikigai? Have you ever thought in your life that why you are doing something? Have you ever thought in your life that why you are stuck up in a place where you should not be there? I guess you must have this question because I face this question in my life a lot of times. And herewith, I'm not going to give you any magic pills. It's just that a book that I read and I have some takeaways from it and definitely will share it with you. So you guys want to know about Ikigai. So Ikigai is a kind of, a reason for being, and it's a Japanese concept. So let's say we all are working, but you can see here in a picture, Ikigai, it's a kind of a, combination of all four: your profession, your vocation, your passion, and your mission. So sometimes what happens is in our throughout the life, we actually locate ourselves in one of these areas. We might not have our Ikigai, our purpose, why we are doing. Because if I'm having a profession I'm doing, I'm getting my money, it is not necessary that I'll be loving that job. Or it is not necessary that that will fulfill the mission of my life. But eventually we need to understand that where we want to be, right? Like when you say that you have everything, that means that you find your Ikigai. So let's discuss about that. So when we see the Ikigai, we always understand that okay, we have to find it out, like we should have purpose in life. But when I read this book, it is not just about your purpose, it's about something else. It is about some tips that this book give it to us, and today I'm gonna discuss about it. So one of the best concept that I understood here is you have to slow down a bit but do not stop, right? So what happens is, I'll give you some stats here. So Japan has the higher life expectancy rates than the any other company in the country in the world, and they have a most active population in the world. At the same time, if you see the kind of the population of sanitarians who just cross 100 years of mark, the highest number, any no other country is even close to Japan, which shows that how active and how what kind of lifestyle that they are following in that country. So one of the research has been done by a Israeli neuroscientist, Shalomo Briznitz. He shows that a brain needs a stimulation to stay in the shape. If you keep it idle, it won't going to work. And I'm gonna share my personal experience here. What happens is, we when we are working, or when we are jumbling between our work, we always think that okay, this is too much. But to be very honest, if you keep your, let's do an experiment, you just keep your brain idle for 5 days, do nothing, do not read any book, do not listen music, and you will feel that how your thoughts are gonna haunt you. It's extremely difficult, I'm telling it. So what happens is, I check my life, a life in my vacation time, and what was the usual timing. So usual life was around 9 a.m. lectures to signing off at around 7 in the evening. So I compared my happiness level, and I got to know that I was more happy when I was working, because it was something I interacting with a lot of people, my brain was working, I had some conundrums, and at the same time, when I solved it, it was like a pleasure to me that okay, I did this. But when it was a vacation time, initially 2 3 days I was liking it, but after that it was kind of a, again the thoughts coming down. You unnecessarily go into the overthinking, and this is harmful for each and every individual, right? So when we say that, why do we develop hobbies, so that is the answer. Like, why do we develop hobbies? Because after the work, if you do nothing, then it will actually hinder your growth, the growth of your tissues in your brain. So that's why we develop hobby. So now there are some of other concepts, like I was wondering, like how one can do, and the book has the answer. Like, you will not find ikigai, nor, I mean, I have not find my ikigai, and that's perfectly all right. But some of the hacks are actually important here. Let's say the first one I got is, choose a difficult task and do it. So let's say you guys join Toastmasters. This is a kick, right? So when you do it, when you deliver your speech, at the same time your mind is doing something else which is not usual, and that will give you power, that will give you something that okay, you did something different, and that's how you gonna manage it. Now every day do something different in the start of your day. Let's say when you wake up, just wash your own bike or prepare a breakfast for the family, because it is scientifically proven that the work done in first hour when you wake up will have positive feelings attached, and you will feel it throughout the day, right? When you wake up at 9, and if you do a more difficult task in the first 1 or 2 hour throughout the day, or maybe two, you will feel that you crack the code, and this is the best feeling, I'll tell you. Which is the same as do come out of your comfort zone, and it will help you out. And if I can give you a story here, so one day, I mean, you might be knowing that if you're not using a Microsoft Windows, a premium version, then you have to crack it and then you have to install it. It's a simple task. Everyone, I'm pretty sure that you guys are knowing that how to crack it, but I was not knowing. I always used to go to the nearest computer shop and tell him that, okay, bro, just take it 200 rupees and get it sorted. But one day what I did was I actually did it myself. I cracked everything. It took me 3 hours to install it, a crack version without a penny spending to the computer shop. And you won't believe the 2 or 3 days I was like, okay, I did something very great. And my mood was changed. And it gave me power that, okay, if I now take some work, then I can finish it off. So this is something a book tells. I'll highly recommend you guys to work. I mean, if you get any chance, just go there and just read that book. The hacks are amazing, and at the end of the day, we need to keep ourselves busy in order to make our brain function properly. Thank you. Over to you, Shreya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsh. That is surely something to ponder upon. Now, let's call upon our second speaker, Toastmaster Kalpana. And to evaluate her speech, we have DTM Lancy with us. Welcome, DTM Lancy.
Much appreciated, Toastmaster of the day. Okay, so Kalpana, these are interesting projects. Fine, it's deliver a social speech. It's the first speech. The purpose is for the member to practice delivering social speeches in front of club members. Timer, kindly note this is the 3 to 4 minutes project. Toastmaster of the day, please do the honors of reading out our title. Over to you.
Toastmaster Kalpana. Can we please spotlight her? Can we please show her the timer cards? Kunal?
Kunal, can you? Yeah. Yes, I see red. Thank you so much. I see the
TM Kalpana, soon to be 50. Soon to be 50, TM Kalpana.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Ah, 49 and no. I'm not talking about my age here. I'm not raising a toast to that 50. Let me involve all of you in this toast. Just guess, who am I raising this toast to? Words tumble like arrows. Tone orchestrates the sounds. It's a concoction of tales and titles. You find yourself intoxicated at, come on, my fellow Toastmasters, my club members, you're intoxicated at? Nobody? All right. Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. My club is on a roll, soon to be at its 50th membership meeting. Let me tell you the story of Speakers Toastmasters Club. January 2021 rolled in. Aspirations were laid down and intentions took shape. Self-conscious, awkward, yet eager, we got together. The platform and people were perfect. Shyly, meekly, we introduced ourselves, seeking self-confidence as speakers. And what a cluster it was. Starting off with accessible Ankit. Call him at any time. Yes, Ankit? Oh yeah, hello. Followed by motivational Madhuvani as she pushed us into giving us speeches. We had mindful Manas as a PR and Smart Sharing as a first secretary. Power Excellence Parvati was a VP membership. And how can I forget amiable Amai, such a sincere Sachin, such a truthful. Ah, yes, we also had agreeable Aarti. She was the guinea pig whenever it came to table topics. We all followed her later as mini guinea pigs. to practice table topics. Now I'm not going to forget you, Sai. Oh, Sai. He was invisible yet visible. That's how we all came together, along with Kathy Kalpana. You will not believe what I have to tell you. The words rolled like thunders. The speeches flew like flocks of birds. Soon Ankit decided to rake in all the awards for her club. What happened here was that we were like coins put into the vending machines. And awards of Flag Bearer Club, Distinguished President's Award, Rice XCOM Award. Shereen got an award for Smedley Award, and Rice XCOM Award went also to none other than our dear Manas. 25th saw us dancing and enjoying. 50th is going to be the meeting for which I'm going to raise my toast to the futuristic, fantastic, fantabulous club, my club, Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Kalpana, for the wonderful speech. Now let's call the timer for the timing reports. TM Kunal.
Yeah, hi. So speaker 1, TM Harsh, has taken 7 minutes and 5 seconds, so he's qualified. And speaker 2, TM Kalpana ma'am, spoke for 4 minutes and 25 seconds, so both the speakers are qualified.
Okay, so can we have the polls?
I think Kalpana, we can remove co-host rights from Harsh and others except the time.
Okay.
And Dev, except timer and Dev.
Yeah.
Five participants are left. Please vote so that we could move on to the next vote.
People who haven't voted, please vote.
Are we done with it?
Yes, please move it.
Okay, so let me continue with the theme. When you wake up, instead of grabbing your phone first thing in the morning, think about 3 things that you are grateful for. When you go to bed at night, think about all the things that went well during the day. When you do this, you change the pattern of your brain and it looks for more and more positive things in your daily life experience. There are days when it is hard to think of even a single positive thing in your life experience to be grateful for. In those days, express gratitude for being alive. It is the greatest gift ever, without which you wouldn't be sitting here. Be thankful that you have all your body parts functioning well. Your loved ones are still here with you. We think that we can only be happy when we have something grand happening in our lives. But every day is grand. You get to experience different things every day. And if not this, you experience the same things differently because every moment is new and it will never happen again. So, why not make it special? So, with this, I would like to invite the general evaluator for the day, TM Vrithi. TM Vrithi is a chartered accountant with a flair for poetry. He loves meeting new people and experiencing their stories with them. TM Vrithi, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Okay, Speakers Community Toastmasters Club, thank you so much for having me back here with you all of you. I'm your general evaluator. The purpose for any general evaluation session of a meeting is to see what went right, what went wrong, what happened, and what did not happen. So I've been making notes all throughout the meeting. That's exactly why you might have seen my camera move here and there. Let's go into the evaluation session where I will be calling upon our evaluators for the beautiful prepared speeches that we had today. First, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Aarti for delivering her evaluation of Toastmaster Harsh's speech. Can we please have Toastmaster Aarti with her camera on and on spotlight? All right. Toastmaster Kunal, can we please have the timer cards? Toastmaster Aarti, can you see the timer cards?
Yes.
All right. Over to you, Toastmaster Aarti, to deliver your evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Peter Drucker said, and I quote, "The most important thing is in communication is hearing what isn't said." Toastmaster Harsh, first of all, I would like to thank you for sharing such a positive and inspirational speech. You are becoming an inspiration day by day. Keep shining like this forever. Now, let's come to the ground zero and start what I loved about your speech. The title of your speech, Ikigai, is really like a treasure map. It is an amalgamation of your passion, mission, and profession. It was an informative speech. I liked the way you started your speech. You started with a question that grabbed my attention immediately. I am infatuated with the way you exhilarated me to take a New Year's resolution to focus my energies. Your speech explained beautifully about the 4 aspects of Ikigai. You had a good eye contact, clarity of your voice that proclaims you are comfortable in spotlight. Your hand gestures were visible. You started with you shared personal experience and a story that helped us to connect with your speech. I would have loved if you could have used some props that can make your speech more engaging. And to sum up, your speech title was good content, verbal and non-verbal communication were fantastic. Your speech delivery style was good. You can be a good speaker. With wish you best of luck. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aarti, for that amazing evaluation. We have our next evaluator ready. Can we please have distinguished Toastmaster Lancy on spotlight? He's on spotlight. Okay, I think I'm having some network issues. No, okay. Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Yes. Toastmaster Lancy, are you able to see the timer cards?
Yes, I can.
Okay, over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Lancy, for your evaluation.
Toastmaster Kalpana, with that grace, with that dignity, wow, absolutely. Whenever we raise a toast for any cause under the planet, moon, and stars, we do that with a magical combination cocktail of interesting episodes, anecdotes. Well, you filled in, you plugged in right at the very beginning. The one thing that came in very strong is being a learned person, you were descriptive. And so you had these things for Ankit, where you said the charming Ankit, a formidable Madhuvani, a mindful Manas. It didn't end in there, ladies and gentlemen. She continued on with pointing out descriptive adjectives to a whole lot of people in the club. At first, I was trying to figure out where is Kalpana taking us? It's not 50. I'm not turning 15. What is it? I like that. The intrigue, that suspense, that works wonderfully well when you're raising a toast. Secondly, Kalpana, where you hit pay dirt in my book is the way that you decided that the club requires that particular motivation on its 50th one. And so you said futuristic, fantastic, fantabulous. You went through the whole 9 yards of all the appreciation. And I like the way that you used wonders like thunder, coins put into a vending machine, winning awards, etc. See, for me, one of the things, and I'd like to preempt you, one of the things when it comes into raising your toast, which you've done in that with grace and dignity as established right at the very beginning, also recognizing a worthy cause, which is your club in there. The one thing that works out is the emotional aspect. Let me give you, as I started recommending, where you could have started out was each person that you are appreciating in there with a lot of respect have got different characters. Right? So for me, I would use in and say the charming Ankit, the formidable Madhuvani, and the mindful man. Each person to their own. And so you would have had a voice modulation, you would have also got hand gestures, and you would have definitely respected a lot of people in there. Let me end in, if I was you in conclusion, I would have raised a toast. I would have said, everybody, please raise a toast. And I would have actually said away, here's a toast to the past, here's a toast to the present, here's a toast to the future, a toast to our very own club speakers community on their 50th milestone meeting. End it on a terrific note. Over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Lancy, for that amazing evaluation. Our tag team is not only the pillars for our Toastmaster of the day, they've also been helping me keep an evaluation report crisp and fine. Can I please now call upon the timer for his report for the evaluation section? Over to you, Toastmaster Kunal.
Thank you, Journal Evaluator. The first evaluator, DM Aarti ma'am, spoke for 2 minutes 25 seconds, so she's qualified. And our evaluator 2, Lancy sir, spoke for 2 minutes 30 seconds, so he's also qualified.
Thank you so
Over
much,
to you, Journal Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kunal. And up next, can we please have our R counter for the day, Toastmaster Jayati delivering her report. Over to you, Toastmaster Jayati.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I will be stipulating the counts once I am present my screen.
Kalpana, can you make a co-host?
Yeah. Just a second. Yes, I have made you the co-host.
Please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Thank you. Sergeant at Arms, Dev, he did not use any crutch words, no pauses, no filler words. Postmaster of the day, Shreya, used one so, one short pause, 5 plus hours, 2 ums. Toastmaster Hirsch used 5 plus ands, 5 plus so's, 3 you knows. The most repeated phrase was like, I mean, right. He used one short pause, 5 plus hours, 2 ums, 1 Toastmaster Kalpana used 5 plus short pauses, 1 long pause. Toastmaster Kunal used 1 so, one short pause, 1 hour. Toastmaster Akarshak used 2 hours. Toastmaster Arti used 1 short pause, 2 long pause, 5 plus hours, 5 plus and the most repeated word was is. Toastmaster Lancy used 5 plus hours and the most repeated phrase was one of the things. Toastmaster Vrithi used 3 hours. Toastmaster Manas did not use any crutch, pause or filler words. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you
Over
for
to
that. Thank you for that really attentive report, Toastmaster Jayati. As stipulated, our grammarian has been keeping account of what we're doing right and wrong grammatically. And yes, that was my attempt to put in a brownie points for myself before I call him on. Can we please have a grammarian delivering his report? Over to you, Toastmaster Akarsha.
Thank you, General Evaluator Priti, with that last minute crutch save. So the word of the day stipulate was used by TM Dev, TM Kunal, TM Jayati, DTM Santosh, and of course the General Evaluator Priti. Unfortunately, the phrase of the day was not used today. Besides that, some of the words that resonated with me were dignitaries, formidable. Some of the phrases that I really loved being used today were something like our life, our fortunes, our sacred honors, hush, don't rush, concoction of tales, roll like thunder, flying like flocks of birds. So this is the positive aspect of it. Some of the negatives that I would like to point out, I won't name anyone that did it, but it's just for the correction's sake. We usually use words like did, had. In that particular aspect, we don't use the past tense of the word. Let's say you have to say, what did you find here? It will not be what did you found here. So please take note of that. Sometimes we also use filler words such as we actually have to do something. Instead of adding a filler word such as actually, you can instead say things like we must do something. It doesn't sound very accurate and it also gives a very uneasy feeling to the person. Just one more thing that I could point out is that whenever you are, let's say, as a role, as someone who is giving the auxiliary role, you might be using a script to read it. So you're saying he or she has done it. So you can specifically point out to the person and say he has been doing it instead of just making a generic statement. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you. Over to you, Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akarshak, for that report. And now it's my time. I'm very grateful for the evaluators, the tag team who have taken up their roles and done a fabulous job. I've been observing, I came into the meeting, I think around 3:42, 3:45-ish. We were scheduled to start at 4 o'clock, which is a very well job done for the Sergeant at Arms. You started right on time. Very articulately described rules, very clear, very crisp. I really love that. And the most important thing that I found missing in many meetings that I've observed is an introduction to the presiding officer. Thank you. Coming on to a presiding officer, Toastmaster Manas. Welcoming the guests, having a good interaction, very well done. Grammarian, may I point out that our presiding officer actually did try to use the phrase of the day, my dime a dozen. Well done. Coming to our Madam Toastmaster, Toastmaster Shreya. Wonderful job done. Beautiful topic. I really liked it. We do forget to be grateful for a lot of small things in life. And with the new year, that's a very important message sent across. A few recommendations for you. One, camera position, I would suggest it is a little away from, you stay a little back from the camera. Being the TMOD, it becomes a little overpowering, if I may say, when the camera is too close. And that will also a trick that I might tell you is, if you keep the camera that far away, nobody can see you read if you're reading through the script. So maybe that could help you out. Apart from that, the theme was very well interlinked throughout the meeting. Thank you. Coming to our evaluators. It felt like an evaluation speech contest because honestly, you did not have more than 5 minutes to prepare between the prepared speeches session and the evaluation session. So very well done. Amazing job. I really liked all the points brought out. The only recommendation I would give to Toastmaster Aarti would be to state if your speaker has actually fulfilled the purpose of his speech or not. because I was waiting for that. His purpose was to keep a note of his body language, unintentional or intentional. So that is something that could help him improve. On that note, Toastmaster Harsh, given that the intention was to again see whether your body language was right, wrong, intentional, unintentional, I would have liked it if you had actually given the speech standing. You could see your entire body language very clearly in that sense. Distinguished Toastmaster Lancy, the evaluation was fabulous. You literally summarized Toastmaster Kalpana's speech, which I really like because it was a callback to what was actually done. I wouldn't say no recommendations. Just one thing would be that maybe language, I know it's a little difficult to simplify sometimes, but some of the words I was actually grasping. My language is enhancing, I get it, but too many words in one speech, I don't know what to concentrate on and which word to actually take away. Maybe just that. Coming to our tag team, our timer, Toastmaster Kunal, a good job done. The timer cards were very well displayed. The guidelines were very clearly explained. One recommendation would be to join in the meeting a little earlier to ensure that you have the co-host right so that there's no lag during the meeting. And that is a recommendation to all the speakers, role players who are taking on any presentation during the meeting. Coming to our R counter, Toastmaster Jayati, it is not easy listening to all the R's, fillers throughout the meeting. A very, very detailed report. Thank you for that. One recommendation, a few tips on how we could improve with the fillers, because that is the takeaway from the R counters role. Maybe take a breath, think a little bit, and it is okay to go slow. That could be a few takeaways from a fillers report. Grammarian Toastmaster Akarshak, thank you for listing down all the role players who've actually used the word and the not so good usages of language. One recommendation would be to refrain from using the word negative. I understand that the Toastmasters platform, there's nothing negative, is everything positive or something not so great. We can all improve on that. Negative gives a negative feeling, if I may say so. With that, just a few pointers for the meeting as a whole. First of all, a huge shout out to the Vice President Education for having gotten the role players well in advance. I was contacted more than a week back for this role. Thank you, Toastmaster Manas, for doing a fabulous job on that. The poster was very beautifully done. Just one tip. I saw that there are two different posters, one on the VPPR group and one on the role players group. The poster on the role players group did not have the Toastmasters logo. Please keep a note of that. I think that was amended in the end. The VPPR group poster had the Toastmasters logo. We are flag bearers for the Toastmasters International brand, and we'd like to see that happening all throughout. Another quick pointer would be that Toastmaster Manas, for the evaluation section in the agenda, 5 minutes have been allocated. The speakers themselves put together are allowed to speak for 6 minutes at least. So that would have thrown me off my game if it was not mentioned in that sense. But a fabulous session. Thank you for having me here. I'm sure to say that it was a good ending to my weekend. Something that Toastmaster Shreya did not mention maybe is that I'm in between jobs. So I'm very grateful for this weekend, and the number of Toastmasters meetings I've been attending is just fabulous. It was amazing having come back to this meeting. Do keep inviting me and do join me at my club. Thank you for the opportunity. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Rithi. That was very detailed. So I would like to conclude this session. At last, I would like to tell you all, like advise you all to see the things with new lenses. Think about something as if it was happening for the first and the last time. Because in life, nothing is promised and we tend to take things for granted. Be it a cup of coffee that makes us feel fresh or a good conversation with a friend. So would the coffee taste the same if you knew it was your last cup of coffee? Or would you fight with anybody ever, like knowing that it's your last conversation with them? I don't think so. I would like to sing a few lines for all of you. I find my joy in the simple things coming from the earth. I find my joy in the sun that shines and the word that sings to me. Listen to the wind and listen to the water. Hear what they say. They're singing here, 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 ho. They're singing here, 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 ho. Let us never forget to give thanks. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks and praise. Singing here, 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 ho. Singing here, 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 ho. Thank you so much. Now I would like Manas to take over from here.
Thank you, thank you. Actually, we have a hidden talent within our club. This is amazing to know. So, Shreya, actually, I am planning to have our 50th meeting with, round of. Actually, I am thinking, when you are singing, I am thinking that how I will manage our 50th, 50th meeting. So, great. So, we have a hidden talents. I know, we came to know. So, it's a grateful to know. So, so thank you all. So can we have our evaluators poll, please? Master, can you flash that evaluators poll, please? Dev, are you there?
Toastmaster Manas, I don't have co-host rights right now to flash.
Okay.
Send message over to Toastmaster Ankit.
Yeah, I've launched it. Few more
So I am
people to vote.
requesting, I am requesting Ankit that after it is completed, then just flash it out that best role player poll also. So while you are just voting yourself, cast your votes. Yes, auxiliary role play is also pending. Okay. Great. Kindly request all of you to vote and encourage to our new members who are participating and who just to put their best efforts to make this meeting soon.
One more person to vote. Okay, done.
Okay, so thank you all once again. I am like to thank you my team members, like from team mode to tag team and all speakers to evaluators and mostly our general evaluator Bithi. And also I have some guests from like Subbu sir, like Jayati ma'am. So I like to thank you all to be participating in our club meetings, and it's a tremendous that if we can hear something from you. So I like to call our Subbu sir. So Zoom Master, can you just put our Subbu sir on spotlight, please? So can I have some word, please, from you, Mr. Toastmaster Subbu?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manas. And I'm not new to this club yet. I would like to share my pinch of feedback. I thoroughly enjoyed the session, and that is the reason I keep coming. And thanks to Ankit and all others who have introduced me to this club. It is good to see Vritti also, because the first time we had worked together as contest chairs in this same club contest. Wonderful session by Santosh, and wonderful talent, and the way Shreya connected. I still remember her bro speech always. Whenever I see her, I remember her that speech. So as I always tell earlier also I have told that this is a club with so many talents. Please come out and make your district and Toastmaster International proud. Thank you so much for hearing
Yeah.
me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shibu. So here I like to call Pratibha ma'am. So Pratibha ma'am, can you come on video and just give some guidelines to encourage
Yeah.
our Toastmasters? Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Manas. I'm very happy. This is second time repeated. I'm coming and attending your meeting. First thing, the timing is just suitable for anyone. And second thing, yes, I'm expecting something new. Every time the Toastmaster of the day is having fantastic themes. And the way Toastmaster of the day is planning their script, I just love it. Second thing is, here what I felt is that happiness is homemade. Happiness is homemade because your all own members have taken that preparation, efforts, time, and they have prepared themselves so well that the meeting was totally prepared. The flow was really good. Even for the guest also, they will enjoy the meeting like any other old club. So I really like. Now few recommendations is, I will really request you all, whenever we are on this platform, let's not refer ourselves as TM. Let's say Toastmaster, because for the new person it's always confusing. And when you say TM, that Toastmaster spirit really never come. So that is only my suggestion will be. Yes, I enjoyed this club, and I say all the best for you all. And after listening to that 50th meeting, raising a toast, I was very happy. I still was having the feeling that club is just new, but yes, it is becoming old and gold. Over to you, Toastmaster Manas.
Thank you, Pratibha ma'am. Actually, really, we will take your words and we'll ensure that it will be not repeated. And it is also for our new members who joined recently, so they will take care of these things. So here actually, really I grateful that this is also my uh, first times in my Toastmasters life that I am playing that PO roles, and I am such a grateful that our current president, Mr. Dheeraj's tedious work schedule. So I got this chance and played this role. So I am so grateful, and I am so grateful for all of members with all your smiles that you present here and make such a this meeting such a beautiful. So let's some I just see some guests are here. So I like to invite some guests on this platform. So guest Munish Gupta. So can you on your video, please? Guest Munish Gupta, if you can hear me. Yes. So I request to Zoom Master to spotlight this. Hi, Mr. Munish Gupta. So we are thankful to in our actually in our to see in our meetings. So I just like to know about yourself, and after that I like to how would you know about our Toastmaster, and what is your expectations from our Toastmasters?
Good evening, everybody. I came to know about your Toastmaster through Toastmaster website. And I love to attend Toastmaster meeting with you. I enjoyed uh, attending the meeting with you. In future also, I would love to attend meeting with you. And Toastmaster has made this world as a global village. I live in a small town. I got an opportunity to rub shoulders with you and learn something from you. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Yeah, thank you, Manish Gupta ji. Actually, really, when I also surfing that Toastmasters, that when I try to develop my communication skill, so I just put that website, and through website only I came here. So after attending one session only, I just enroll myself. So we hope that you will be with us in our coming meetings. So guest Raja Gordon, can you please on your yeah, Raja. So how you feel right now? What is your experience with us, and
Yeah,
can you share something? Yeah.
I am sure at the end of the day, when I will look back at today, I will be grateful that I joined this session. And Kalpana ma'am did have me excited for the 50th session. I'm hoping that I will be part of that session. Let's see. Fingers crossed.
Manas, you're on mute.
Yeah, thank you. So here I just saw one guest, Nisa. So Nisa, if you are hearing me, can you on your video, please?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Nisa. So I am requesting my Zoom master to spotlight you. So Nisa, we all Toastmasters like to hear from you that about you and how you know about our Toastmasters and what you feel after attending this session.
Good evening, everyone, my fellow Toastmasters and Toastmaster of the day and the guests. I have been a member of Toastmaster Agnel. I've joined in the month of January, and I've been regularly very much busy with attending so many meetings one after the other. So, and I find it really interesting, and especially I got a message from Toastmaster Anand for this meeting today about the speech delivery. As I have to prepare for my icebreaker speech, I found it very, very useful. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Santosh, for this wonderful insights about delivering a speech. And the other speakers as well, I found them very interesting. Their speech was very good. Hope I will take that insight into my speech and I'll be able to deliver it. So, also the recommendations given by the evaluators. I'm hoping that I'll be incorporating all of these points in my speech and I'll be able to deliver a good speech. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Nisha. So it's nice and welcome to Toastmasters Club.
Yes.
So yeah, so thank you, everyone. So here actually, I like to end this session for the day.
Manas
And
Awards.
oh, sorry. So thank you, Ankit, for reminding me. So yes, it is that award session right now. So Jumaster, are you ready with that certificates and all that thing?
Yes, I'm ready with the certificates. Could you allow participants to enable screen sharing?
Yeah.
Kalpana, can you give him his co-host rights?
How will we proceed? Do we go in order or?
Yeah, Manas will be saying.
Yeah. Toastmaster Manas after.
Thank you so much.
Manas, you would like to?
Yeah, congratulations, Shreya.
We can take a quick photograph.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just on it. The screen was not loading for me. Yeah. No, it's done. Next we have best role player, auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Jayati.
Wow, congratulations, Jayani. Actually, this is your first, first role player for this account, right?
No, this is the second. Last week I had taken the role of timer. So
Yeah,
this is
but
my second role.
No, for our counter, this is that first role, right?
Yes, of
right.
course.
So
Thanks a lot,
congratulations,
everyone.
again for your first attempt. You just won this award.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
For the next award, we have Toastmaster Shreya, the best role. Wait, sorry, Toastmaster Shreya was not bad. Yeah. Best speaker, Toastmaster Kalpana.
Congratulations, Kalpana. Yeah, actually, whenever you participate in speaker's role, there is no chance for any other ones. So congratulations again, and we are really grateful to have you in our club. Thank you.
For the next award, we have Distinguished Toastmaster Lancy as the best evaluator.
I think Lancy has left.
Oh, okay. Then should we proceed?
You can just take the photograph of the certificate.
Oh, okay. Just give me a minute. Okay. Next. Yeah. Then we're done.
So it's over.
Yeah. Yes, Toastmaster Manas. We are done with the award.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Dev. So thank you all of you once again. I like to thanks, and again I am expecting that on our next meeting, that is which is on 30th, and we are planning to have a grand sessions on 30th also, and so on and on and on. So we like to have you in our meetings on regular basis. So thank you once again to all of you, and really we are grateful for your presence. Thank you. So it is right now I am officially closed this sessions for today, and we are opening for that cafe sessions. So I like to request Zoom Master to stop the